Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota. And regarding to the future of Kylian Mbappe, as you know, it's the most important topic right now for Los Madridistas in these days. I was thinking about to make a little bit longer video regarding to a couple news that came out this morning regarding to two other different players, but that might be related to the signing of Kylian Mbappe for Real Madrid. I'm talking about Harry Kane and Rafa Varane, and I would like to expand myself a little bit more, my thoughts on how these two players might affect to the signing of Kylian Mbappe. So I would like to get started talking about Harry Kane in the first place. The reason for that is pretty much because one of the reasons why Al-Khelaifi is very close to sell Kylian Mbappe this year, and especially to Real Madrid, it was pretty much because he didn't find any other alternative, any other, natural replacement for Kylian Mbappe. I mean, in few words, he didn't have another choice for present a very interesting project to Al-Thani. Al-Thani is the super top highest boss of PSG from Qatar. And in my opinion, if you don't have in the market any other alternative to one of the best players that you already have, that you already own in your squad, for example, in this case, Kylian Mbappe, and you already have to Neymar, but you have to find and figure out how to replace to Kylian Mbappe, then the best way for you to say, hey, okay, we will be open to sell Kylian Mbappe is because you already have found another player who can substitute to Kylian Mbappe. It's not easy though, because Kylian Mbappe is arguably nowadays the best player in the world, along with Erling Haaland and some others, but in my opinion, he's in the top right now. So that is the reason why Al-Khelaifi, in my opinion, is very reluctant, is very skeptical to sell Kylian Mbappe, because if you have a boss like Al-Thani, for example, from Qatar, and you are aware that you have to present a very serious project to win every single thing, and specifically in Europe the next year, you cannot afford to sell to one of your best players like Kylian Mbappe, with nothing in return. Without getting any single other top signing or top name for your squad. You know what I'm saying? Because Al-Thani will never understand how are you getting rid of Kylian Mbappe, the top player in the world, for nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? So that's why what I'm thinking is that Al-Khelaifi, the main reason why he doesn't want to sell Kylian Mbappe is because of that. Because he's feeling the pressure from Qatar, because if he gets rid of Kylian Mbappe, it's going to be worse for him. It's going to be very bad, and nobody in Qatar will understand how are you selling the best player in your squad. You know what I'm saying? But now that Harry Kane and Rafa Varane pop up this morning like a possible signings for PSG the next year, I think that this is a game changer. Because if you have to Harry Kane, they're not the same players. They're actually different players. Harry Kane is more a finisher, is more a scorer than Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, on the other hand, is more, well-rounded, talented, skillful player. So, in my opinion, they are not the same thing, but Harry Kane still can score a lot of goals. Pochettino might be rotating or readjusting the tactical formation or the roles of other players from PSG. For example, I'm thinking about Neymar. What could happen with Neymar, Icardi, or Sarabia, or some other players in PSG that might change their role a little bit to fit Harry Kane in their squad. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's a great deal though. Harry Kane can adapt to any single team in the world because he's still a very good forwarder. This guy actually has been very attached to Real Madrid in the past, right? And my only concern every time the newspaper were relating or attaching to Harry Kane in Real Madrid, it was pretty much because of his ankles. His injury, he has had multiple injuries in the ankles over the last 2 years, and I think that has been an issue for him because he couldn't score as many goals as he can when he's okay. I mean, every time you have a Harry Kane, I mean, completely in shape, no injuries and stuff, I think that this is a forward that can easily to score about, I don't know, maybe 40 to 45 goals every single season. So he's a very, very top forwarder. And of course, if he comes to Real Madrid, that'd be great for me, and I would be okay with that as well, because he's a very good forward. I mean, top striker. But he has multiple injuries every single season in the ankles. So that is my only concern when it comes to Hurricanes. But now, with Hurricane, but now if he goes to PSG, it's even better, because that way Al Khelaifi might find the right player to replace Kylian Mbappe. So that is as far as Hurricane. But regarding to Rafa Varane is even better, because I mean, regardless if Rafa Varane will be included in the same deal for Kylian Mbappe, like for example, say that Real Madrid wants to sign into Kylian Mbappe and then put to Rafa Varane on the table, but other people are claiming that that is not going to happen, because Mbappe on one side and Rafa Varane on the other side will be in a kind of separate deals or separate negotiations and stuff. I mean, regardless to that, in my opinion, it's got to be great for Real Madrid, because if we have to pay, for example, 150 cash to PSG to sign in to Kylian Mbappe, on the other hand, if you are receiving 60 million euros for Rafa Varane, I mean, it's still good, because with the same team in two deals, you are pretty much paying 100 million euros. So it's not, it's not a problem. For me, it's not an issue. So that is good. But what is really good for Real Madrid when it comes to Rafa Varane and his possible signing for PSG is pretty much because PSG, if they are really interested in signing Rafa Varane, they have to make the call. If they don't have made it already, they have to make the call and try to be kind with Real Madrid, because now they are really interested in something that belongs to us. You know what I'm saying? So if they were so far kind of, feeling, annoyed or bothered just because all these rumors surrounding to Real Madrid and Mbappe signing Mbappe, and all the statements from Karim Benzema claiming all the time that he would love to play along with Kylian Mbappe in Real Madrid. Al Khelaifi might be feeling a little bit, upset for all the stuff. Now, if they want to go ahead and sign Rafa Varane, in my opinion, the first thing they have to do is make the call to Florentino Perez and ask him in good, in good attitude, in a kind attitude, positive way, and say, okay, we are interested in one of your players, is Rafa Varane. How is that guy doing? I mean, is there any possibility for us to sign in him? How is the situation? So then Real Madrid should take advantage from it and say, okay, if you want to talk about Rafa Varane, we want to talk about Mbappe. So let's sit down, let's try to negotiate, and let's try the best way for all of us. So let's try the things work out in both ways, in different ways. You know what I'm saying? So that is the best news for us, because now that PSG is interested in something that belongs to us, they have to force themselves to be kind, try to work the situation out in the best way possible, because if they are interested in something, they can afford to be rude to Real Madrid. They can afford to be, they cannot undermine Real Madrid. They cannot undermine our brand. And in my opinion, they have to reconsider their position when it comes to, negotiations and stuff. So they have to be open to be asked about Mbappe, because it's pretty obvious that Real Madrid is going to ask him about Kylian Mbappe if they haven't done already. So in my opinion, it's not only Harry Kane, it's also Rafa Varane, but it's not the money we will have to pay or the money they would give us in return. It's not just that. I mean, the most important, especially with Rafa Varane, is because PSG has to make the call to Real Madrid, and that is the best news for us. You know what I'm saying? So that was the point of the video, and that is pretty much what I want to talk to you about, because today I feel a little bit more optimistic towards the signing of Kylian Mbappe, just because these two players can have a very important role in the signing of the French player for the next season. But we will still have to wait a little bit more so we can know what happened in the end. So now let me know your thoughts about that. Comment in the section below, and of course subscribe my channel, Real Madrid Hub.